right, folks, let's get into a future event and tie it into the big picture so you can understand the day and hour it is when that happens. Because the church has suffered the falling away, and they are looking for a physical sign, and that physical sign has been shown, and they do not know the day or hour it is. And when the church is left behind, then they will need to know what to do if they want to go into the kingdom, because they are going to have to endure for a certain amount of time. All right, so this event that we've been shown on the tell-a-vision, the visions that are locked up until end times, this tell-a-vision shows us something, and it's brainwashed us into thinking something, and this thing is aliens. Now, aliens are Jesus slash the angels, all right? Depending which scene you're talking about. Now, what scenes are these? Okay, there's a scene where the angels go and gather the elect, where they are caught up with the Lord. And the church is not the elect. Some churches teach that there's a group of people that are the elect, and some churches teach that the whole church is the elect, okay? Your denominations all teach a half-truth, okay? They've all come from the Catholic Church, and they've all been broken off, and they all have little bits of truth with a whole bunch of lies, and they don't understand end times to its full extent, because they don't understand Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 and any of Genesis, because once you get those wrong, you're not going to understand the end, because the beginning is declared from the end. So the end is actually the beginning, folks, okay? Because in one sense we're going from a physical to a spiritual, in another sense we're going from a spiritual to a physical, all right? And you live inside creation, so everything is happening that has happened, that will happen, all at the same time, all right? And that's how you get this, like, where you can time travel in a sense, or where you like live in a magical kind of realm, right? Because Jesus was able to perform miracles, walk on water, feed the 5,000. Says if you have enough faith that you could move mountains, okay, folks? So we may get to that time where we're going to be able to move mountains, right? And that would be in our new body. Because there's going to be a time of mortals and immortals for 1,000 years on earth, okay? Because death did not find man until Adam sinned, okay? Because before then there really wasn't a law with the pre-Adamic man that's mentioned in Genesis 1. So up until the law was given, there was no death. So man could be living for 3, 4, 7,000 years or whatever, right? Up until the time of Noah died. And the lineage of Methuselah being the oldest man or whatever, that would be the oldest man that lived in the garden, because that's when the time and season of man began, because time didn't start until the 4th day. So Adam might have been created on the 4,000th year or something like that, okay? That's just all side note stuff, just to tie in different reality stuff for you. But I think Adam was probably born on the 7,000th year when God rested, and then the Lord God came in those 1,000 years or whatever, and made the Eden and the new garden, and put the new man in there, put Adam in there, and Eve, the first woman, because the female was made he, them, and that's where you get the tranny stuff coming back in, folks, alright? Anyways, folks, that's what the RNA is doing, is taking out your sperm and eggs, making it to where you have to rely on the God of this earth to give you the children through your stork babies and through your Amazon rainforest drops, because the Amazon's going from one forest up into another forest, because Satan and his fallen angels, they were cast to the ground, and they're in chains of everlasting darkness, and they're going from one ground to another ground, and that's the ground of electricity, and that's where he'll reign from the beast system for 1,000 years, all right? And his son, the Antichrist, Donald Trump, the first beast, and Biden, the false prophet, will probably be there for the 1,000 years, and it will be hell on earth with the Kardashians and all these other people, and you'll have the torment, and you'll have the worm that dieth not, with the parasite they're giving you through your RNA thing, and it probably works through frequency and stuff. Y'all should look up how frequency can change water into different colors and stuff through chemical reactions and stuff. So just remember that you're made of water, and the music is making you sick, okay, with your viral videos and stuff. Anyways, folks, you got to put all these things together, because everything's told you in like a half-truth, and it's a big old maze and labyrinth that you got to figure out, all right? And that's why the Bible tells you to test all men and hold fast to that which is true, or that which is good. And so, what are humans? What do we have in our brain? It's called gray matter. What do we call aliens? Grays. So basically, the more you test men, the more gray matter you're going to have, because the more reading you're going to have to do, the more research you're going to have to do, all these different things, right? So this gray matter, and just think about it, these strong drinks, they attack your gray matter, your coffee, your teas, your sodas, your alcohols, they all attack the gray matter, all right? And this all works through the microbiome that's in your gut, because you're a walking ecosystem, and your microbes is what gives you what you are, okay? The exudates from your microbes in your guts, it gives you your personality, your health, your abilities, all these different things, all right? They all tie to this, and today's age, they try and strip you from those microbes by not letting you breastfeed, by giving you the bottle, by cutting you out of the womb out of convenience, rather than just waiting and letting the baby come out through the vagina, because that's where you get a bunch of microbes there. And then you get it from eating dirt, playing in the dirt, honey, all these different milk, raw milk, not pasteurized milk, raw milks from animals. You get good microbes from that. All these different things are there to give you good health, and they want to come in and give you antibiotics and things that kill bacteria, when the bacteria is what gives you your life. All right, folks. It's just a rabbit trail. Either way, so when the angels come down and they gather the elect, okay, this is what we've been brainwashed to think of as an alien invasion. That's when you're going to see a bunch of ships everywhere, probably, and you're going to have people beamed up out of here, and you're going to be on Earth, and you say, I'm left behind, right? If you know what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to be... There's a few different scenarios they got playing out, right? There's the blue beam holographic thing, and that will make that you don't believe what's up there, and that's not God or the angels or whatever, right? Because the angels are going to gather the elect first, and then the people left on Earth, they're going to have to endure like 45 days, maybe 75 days, or maybe as long as 3.5 years or so, unless God's wrath actually lasts 7 years. Because when God's wrath starts, that's when the Christians actually think they're in the tribulation. But the tribulation's already over, because they've been left behind. All right? So we'll see when all this unfolds. But the aliens should be arriving and gathering the elect pretty quick, okay? So after that, you're going to have to endure and say no to the system. And then you'll see Jesus and the Jerusalem / Tesseract / holy ship, or holy city / mothership. It will show, the veil will be lifted. This is when your actual sun and moon would actually go dark. Otherwise, it's symbolically playing out with like Obama being this dark sun, and then Kamala being the dark moon. And then you'll probably see Herschel Walker rise with Trump or whatever, and that would be another dark sun or dark moon, okay, because Trump said he was the father of the injection, so his son would be the vice president of Herschel Walker, something like that, okay, folks? Anyways, so it seems like that it's going to be a 3.5-year endurance race for the people that are left behind, all right? If you die during that time, when you say no to the system, and you may have to go live out in the woods or whatever, right? You will, if you die, you'll be taken into the kingdom, okay? If you make it to the end, you will be taken into the kingdom. Now, if you stay in the cities and you worship the beast system, and you do all your apps to buy and sell, and you worshiping his name and truth app, and then you worship his numbers, 603 scores for your credit, and all this other stuff, okay, folks? They all tie together. So if you're doing all this, and you're worshiping the beast system, you're worshiping the other Jesus in your false churches, okay? Because man's going to go on for another 1,000 years. It's not even going to know, like, kind of thing, right? They're going to be deceived. Anyways, so the church left behind, worshiping the other Jesus, they will become the dead in Christ that have to remain for 1,000 years, okay? And then afterwards, they are resurrected and go into the new heaven and the new earth at that point. Because the new heaven and new earth is going to be made new when Jesus returns, and also through the metaverse, right? Because in Genesis it says that there was light and dark. And we're going back to that light and dark because the beginning is declared from the end, okay? So, the sun and moon would go dark when the veil is lifted and Jesus returns. And then you have a mothership there that lands in Kansas or Missouri or whatever, or it lands in the middle of the ocean or whatever. Anyways, this mothership is going to send out the technology for you to be able to download your soul. And you will download your soul onto the metaverse. And that's where you'll get like hell on earth in a sense. And the other way, for your eternal hell, because the Wi-Fi will probably burn your soul once you actually get in there and you don't feel it before you're in there, and that's why like your phone turns hot in your pocket or whatever. Anyways, and the Wi-Fi. So, all these things are the signs that are in front of you that Jesus said back in his day. The signs are all in front of you. You just can't see them, okay? Because you're missing the first sign, the star. Once you recognize the star, and Trump even did a peace deal, folks. He did the peace deal, which is the classic start of the tribulation that the church teaches, and they still can't see it. I mean, just because everybody's looking for that stupid third temple, and that's already been built in the 60s with the Temple of Jupiter, and it was built again in virtual reality in 2020. All right, folks, and I guess I'll end it there because I can't make these too long.